everybody.
So this is our second annual ride, and it's a bicycle ride that starts at the Armory and goes through Northeast and touches all 13 neighborhood parks.
This is the second exciting year that we're doing this ride, and just think, only 8 years ago we had no bike paths in Northeast Minneapolis.
I think that Northeast has become more bike friendly in the past 5 years or so. It's good to be able to feel safe enough to ride your bicycle in your neighborhood.
So we want more bikers and more bikeways.
But this shows what Northeast can do when neighborhood community groups and neighborhood volunteers step up together to celebrate what Northeast is all about.
We're starting off at the Armory from 10 this morning until 12:30, and then the ride will end up back here.
And let's ride!
I first did the ride last year. I believe that was the inaugural year. I have grown up in Northeast, and I thought it would be a nice way to sort of reminisce and see the neighborhoods and also support the CDC. We are at Boom Island.
Nice Ride is a nonprofit. We're one of the first bike share systems in the United States.
Well, they are doing slow races with the Nice Ride.
And the concept of this is to get on the bike and race somebody else, but the slowest person is the winner instead of the fastest. So we come out to events like this just to kind of teach people how the system works, give them a chance to try out checking out a bike, and then get on a bike. So just a couple weeks ago we added 24 new stations, and we added one right over here on Broadway in Marshall.
I like it as a form of exercise, also as an alternative mode of transport that saves me money and often time as well, because I get a workout built into my day rather than having to go to a gym.
We're really committed to having some activity at every stop, just to get people who may not have seen all of Northeast into some of the neighborhoods they might not be as familiar with.
We're at Logan Park, and so far we've had 3 or 4 pretty big groups of people. A few kids even got to make stuff, which was nice, and then lots of adults have been as enthusiastic as I am about the glitter. Since we're showing Willy Wonka in the park tonight, we are designing your own schnozberries over here. And then we're decorating our path out front with lollipops. So then you get something that looks kind of like this that we are sticking in the pathway out front.
Today you'll get to see some of the best of Northeast, and we're also demonstrating it with our resilience. I suspect I'm not the only one who was without power this morning and who was picking up storm debris. Watch out, there's a few stoplights that might not be working.
And I am standing in front of our newest construction project, Art Space Jackson Flats, which is a live-work project of 35 units of affordable artist housing.
We started an apartment complex for artists over on 18th and a half in Jackson, and you can stop by and see. Art Space is building it. It's going up.
It's live work, so it means we're going to have artists actually living in the neighborhood as opposed to just coming in and doing their work and going home at 5 o'clock.
Well, the stop is just basically to promote Botno Park and to try to get more people to come here. But we're just basically handing out these lanyards and suckers to people who are riding in the bike marathon. So it's kind of like their prize along the way.
Today we're at Marshall Terrace Gardens, the 5th stop of the Northeast Ride.
This is a stop that's hosted by Altered Aesthetics, which is an art gallery on Quincy Street, north of Broadway. And people are free to do some bike-related art behind us here.
We have our 8th annual bike art show at Altered Aesthetics Gallery on Quincy. And we're putting together some artwork pieces to put together for the gallery.
Basically basically biked all around Northeast. We saw a ton of downed trees, and we did a lot of cool things at a bunch of different parks, and it was a really good time.
We did our best to sort of scout out where there were trees and significant puddles and give people a little bit of forewarning, but at the same time understood that regardless of what happened, people were going to encounter them, so just encourage people to be safe.
We are up at the top of Deming Heights in Northeast Minneapolis as part of the Northeast Ride. We're all a little bit sweaty right now because, well, this is one of the highest points in the city, and they make us go up the hill to get here after being down in the flats.
You know we could miss these hills. We could do it a little bit differently.
Deming Heights, I think there were photo opportunities, just all kinds of neat things. We had a lot of neighborhood organizations sponsor the stops in their respective neighborhoods. Well, Stop 7, we had a card where people had written a haiku, a baiku, so to speak. They could drop that off.
We have plenty of pretty postcards for you to write them on. I am at the Waite Park stop, and we are writing baikus, a bike version of a Japanese haiku poem. 5 syllables and 7 and then 5.
Up that Deming Heights, oh the agony and sweat, it's time for a beer.
We biked here uphill. I haven't drank enough for this yet. No power, no problem, bikes.
This is Audubon Park, and we are doing beanbag tossing for master's degrees and bachelor's degrees. If you sink 4, you get a free degree. Full ride, otherwise you just get a t-shirt. We're with Strayer University. Actually, we're not in the Northeast neighborhood. We are in St. Louis Park and Bloomington.
We're at Wyndham Park, and we are blowing bubbles with chain rings. So we're utilizing chain rings to make some bubbles, dipping them in the water, and then spinning around or fast or quickly and blowing bubbles. Minneapolis by Bike is a bike tourism company. We're guided bike tours, and it's just fun to get out and be involved, I guess, with people who enjoy biking and encouraging biking.
So everybody's biked at least 12 miles at this point. People are either hungry, thirsty, but they're not done having fun.
Our after party is being held at the Indeed Brewery.
Right now we're at Indeed Brewing, and there's going to be a raffle and I think a band that is powered by bikes, it looks like, which is pretty cool.
We had a lot of prizes, and I'm pretty sure everybody's going to come home with something. Everybody seems to have a smile on their face despite all the storm damage that was done.
So it's a wonderful opportunity for people who are not familiar with Northeast to see what a wonderful park system and what wonderful neighbors we have in Northeast Minneapolis.
I actually don't live in Northeast, so it was pretty fun to see a lot of the neighborhood that I hadn't seen before.
I really want to thank everybody who came out today, despite bad conditions yesterday. It really shows the resilience of Northeasters and the way we come together as a community.